Hey fam, I want you to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications.
All right, folks, so let's talk about Mississippi. While the pro-Confederate Good Old Boys were marching through Oxford, Mississippi on Saturday to protest the decision to get rid of the Ole Miss mascot, Colonel Reb, members of the Ole Miss basketball team had a protest of their own. They took a knee during the national anthem. Now, the Colonel Reb mascot is a white goateed, cane-toting Southern plantation owner that's been criticized as being racist. Coach Kermit Davis had no problem with his players protesting the march or the way they chose to do it. And so you see there, so about 8 of the players, 8 of the players kneeled. About 3 African Americans, they remain standing, while the white players remain standing as well. That's kind of bold at Ole Miss because first we're talking about a university that for a long time they would wave the rebel flag at their games, and then they stopped that. The head coaches shut it down by saying that can't be our symbol. Plus, it's going to be a little hard to recruit black ball players. You have the rebel flag that's flying as well. But to have this Colonel Reb still as their mascot, I mean, what you're seeing here is that Reverend Jackson always makes this point that it's black folks that also have been forcing the South to change. And Mississippi is the last bastion. Mississippi and Alabama are the last 2.
Yeah, it is funny. So as a Virginia resident, I went to a school called Jeb Stuart High School. Didn't know the history or the context of who Jeb Stuart was. And for several years at my school, I was the school mascot. I wore that Confederate outfit with the big head and the big Mickey Mouse size head. And now I look back on that. I look back on yearbook photos, and I'm like, what was I thinking? But when you know better, you do better. I wish I was one of those kids that knew the history of what was going on.
You put a mask on, you know what the hell it was.
Didn't even know it was. Just knew I was having a good time at a football game. So I applaud. Not only do I applaud the kids for doing what they did, the only thing I don't like is that some of them still had to go to Twitter to explain the context of them taking a knee. And the fact that we keep having to explain why we're taking a knee for social justice and for civil rights, and the whole narrative has been flipped by Trump and other people who push back against it. That part I don't like. But I'm proud of these guys, and I want more to keep doing it.
But Eugene, here's the reality. And I keep saying this: white folks have no clue overall about how black folks view the flag, view the anthem differently. I keep taking people back to the book of Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson's book was called I Never Had It Made. He says in his book, as long as there's one African American who has to deal with injustice, then none of us are fully free. And what gets me is when you see people like dumbass Jason Whitlock who say, oh, you didn't go through the same thing Jason Whitlock went through. No, Whitlock's issue is not, Jackie Robinson's issue is not, I went through racism differently than somebody else. He's saying, as a black man, he said in his book, I cannot look at that flag, the national anthem, the same way.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the thing is this. It happens to one of us, happen to all of us. It happens to Michael, it can happen to me. It's the reality of being black in America. That, you got to, be twice as good to, get half as far. But, off the internet, we can even out those playing field, those odds these days. But you know what I would say? Thank you, Colin Kaepernick. Because of the heat that Colin's dealt with for the last 2 years, those players could stand at an Ole Miss and take a knee, while Confederates are walking and marching through the campus and do it safely. I think if we don't have the discussion that we've had over the last 2 to 3 years, that probably gets really ugly there.
Michael?
And they had a time. Just proud of them. Just proud.
Well, I'm glad to see you're seeing this more students. I'm glad you're seeing it on the high school level, on the middle school, elementary, Pop Warner level as well, because this is called being aware, understanding, having a level of consciousness, which is critically important.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, folks, it's almost March, and of course, folks are trying to get focused on beach season when it hopefully will warm up, and so many folks are trying to get themselves healthy and fit and losing some weight, and one of the ways you can do that is with the D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse. Now, of course, as I told you earlier, I spent the first part of the year, about 20 days doing that. Nothing but fresh fruits, vegetables and nuts as well. And so they got about 27 different cleanses that you can try, all about for you trying to get yourself healthy. And so you can do it to remove toxicity from your body, but also for you, if you want to, if you're feeling a little sluggish, you want to get some more energy as well. So here's what you need to do. All you need to do is simply go to their website, dherbs.com, and use the promo code Roland for a discount at checkout. Now, what you can also do is call 1-866-4DHERBS, 1-866-4DHERBS. It's all about, again, you trying to improve your health, improve your life, and trying to make for a much better 2019. So do us a favor. We'd love to hear your stories as well. If you do try the Herbs Full Body Cleanse, send us a photo and let us know how it goes. So again, go to dherbs.com or call 1-866-4DHERBS. Use the promo code Roland.
Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.